Hey everybody, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back. Yes, you guys can see Kairi. Kairi version 2 is finally here. Tyri, whatever you guys want to call it, she's here. Here's a Twitter announcement. Illustrated Kairi but will arrive on Thursday. She restores HP, SP, attack gauges, lures, everything. I'm going to show you a better link than this. This doesn't show too much, but guys, she's finally here, and I want to talk about her more than I talked about her in the previous videos, worrying about if she's going to be nerfed or not. She's not nerfed, guys. She's exactly what JP has, and let me tell you, this medal will not let you down if you pull one of these. But the major concern is, let's talk about something. My glasses are very, reflecting, so I'm going to take it off just so you guys don't see the lighting system I have in my eyes. So, what does this mean, guys? What does this mean exactly for people who are going to pull her and for people who are not going to pull her? Problem is, everyone's worried about her not being a mercy pull. That is the biggest concern right now, is the mercy pull. If she's not a mercy pull, you could have saved up 100k jewels, 100,000 jewels, and basically you might not get her. That is what RNG, that is what pull rates are, guys. You just might not get her. So what does this mean for us in North America if we do not get a mercy pull for this? One, she will come back later. Everything comes back later. She will be part of the pool system, so on and so on. So if you miss her now, you will get her later. For anyone that's new, who don't have a lot of jewels, and who are not going to spend money, don't worry about it. Everything will come again later. Look at people now pulling Illustrated Kairi that restores HP and does a ×3 buffer. People are getting that part of these guaranteed tier 4, tier 3 banner pulls. They're getting Kairi, and it used to be a medal that was a 10 mercy pull, but it came back very easily. She looks really good. She looks crazy. You want her right now. Of course you want her right now, but don't stress over if you do not get her or if you're not going to try to pull for her now. She will be common later. She'll always be useful, but not common, but she will be available in the polls. She will come back somehow. They'll do it again. They'll make another mercy pull. So don't worry too much if you're new and you're not going to be able to pull for this now. You'll get stuff that's going to let you pass the game, and eventually she will be part of your pool system. So do not worry about that. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about how this might not be a mercy pull, and it might be one of those, hey, pull till you get her type of deals. And a lot of people only saved up like 30,000 jewels or don't even have 30,000 jewels, and you just want to try to get lucky. All right. Before we go into that whole detail, let me just pop up the screen right here. This is exactly what she does, and this is why she's so good. So I'm jumping back and forth here, but let me just finish off with what she does. So you guys can see right here, this is the exact writing that's going to be on her, the description. It might be a little bit changed or something, but this is what we have. Restores 10 gauges, greatly recovers HP, raises strength of all attributes. So that means magic, speed, and power for you guys, if you guys don't know what PSM is or any of that. But it's basically Jack and Sally, but for one turn. So it's an Illustrated Kairi. It restores gauges like Chip and Dale or Minnie and Daisy. It restores HP. I think I said that already. But anyways, and it does what Jack and Sally does. And that's incredible, guys. That is absolutely incredible. It's AoE perfect for so many skills. You guys don't understand the possibilities with her. And what else we got here? Inflicts a fixed amount of damage. Basically, if you guys have a medal like Beast, or I forget what the other ones are, but or like the Timeless River Mickey, where you activate him and he always does the same amount of damage no matter what the defense is. That's what a fixed amount of damage is. I think hers caps out at like 30,000 or something like that when she's fully gilded. So 30,000 damage for a buff utility medal is incredible. So she's Kairi, she's Chip and Dale, and she's Jack and Sally all in one medal. So yes, guys, she is very, 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 very good, guys. So if you do get her, your game's going to change greatly. And let me go into little spoilers about this, because the rest of the video is going to be pure spoilers, okay? I want to talk about people who are going to pull her, people who shouldn't pull for her, and people who can't pull for her. So, what am I talking about? Let's jump into the game. All right, so we're in the game now. I'm going to talk about a couple more things before we do continue. Basically, she's going to land on a Thursday, where anniversary is on a Friday, so I would recommend waiting that one day to pull just to see what they're going to do for anniversary, multiplayer, Union Cross. There's no guarantee that all this is going to be on Friday, but we just got to see what's going on before we jump the gun. Now, like I said before, spoilers, guys. If Union Cross lands and it's just like the JP version and we don't get like a nerf version of it and we get traits, basically the awakening system. Again, I'm telling you guys, spoilers. but most of you know this already, but let me just go over this real quick. Spoilers, if we do get the Union Cross that JP has, we're gonna get something called Awakening. And Awakening basically means medals like Chip and Dale, if you guys didn't fuse them together, right here, restores 4 gauges. Now this is gonna go towards people who can possibly skip this and still be fine, or for people who can't pull for it or don't have the jewels or don't have the money for it. This is a possibility as long as you have these type of medals. Now what I'm talking about here is this. So if you have a setup which looks like this, let me just grab a Chip and Dale here real quick. Hard to see everything without my glasses, but it's so much better for the reflection. So there's a Chip and Dale. Then if you guys have Jack and Sally's. Alright, so it doesn't matter what order, whatever, it doesn't matter the order. So the whole point here is that these medals right here, let's just say it's these 3. These medals right here are basically, besides the ×3 buffer on Illustrated Kairi, are basically the Kingdom Hearts 2 Illustrated Kairi. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you can't pull for her or you don't have the jewels, there's an awakening system. Now what that does for us is this. See Chip and Dale? If you have multiple copies and you haven't fused them together, it doesn't have to be guilted, but you have a chance to getting a trait on this. Awakening, basically when you fuse the same copy of a medal with another copy, it gets a trait. And one of the traits are double cast. So instead of restoring 4 gauges, he's going to restore 8 gauges. So these 3 medals right here will basically do what she does, but the whole thing is you do need a ×3 buffer regardless. So if you do get her, you're going to look like something like this if you did pull, or not pull, if you did buy one of these medals, the Belle and the Beast, Illustrated Belle and Beast, you're going to look like this, and then you're going to have Illustrated Kairi right here where I have the Chip and Dale floating right now. So that's what it's going to look like for you. Everybody else who doesn't get Illustrated Kairi, your Chip and Dales, if they're separate or future, there's Dalmatians, there's other medals that restore 4 gauges for 0 cost. Basically, if you can awaken it and you get the double cast, it will be 8 gauges. So 8's more than enough. 10 is a lot, but 8 is more than enough, guys. Even 4 right now really helps a lot. But if you get Awakening on Chip and Dale and you have yourself an Illustrated Kairi and a Jack and Sally, then you're pretty much set. The only difference here is that you're saving 1 slot, because then these 2 medals would be fused together. Now, that's only if you have these medals. You don't have to worry too much about Illustrated Kingdom Hearts 2 Kairi or Tairi. So if you have this setup and you don't have the amount of jewels, don't stress out. That is basically what it is. Just you're taking up 1 more slot because your restorer right here, your gauge restorer, is taking up a 3rd slot where it would be together. So that's an alternative to not having Illustrated Kingdom Hearts 2 Kairi. Him, Chip and Dale, Dalmatian, Minnie and Daisy. If you haven't fused Minnie and Daisy together yet to guilt it, you're going to use that Awakening system. That's going to help a ton if you can't pull her. Now for everybody else who can pull her, and like I said, for the people who can't pull at all and don't have these medals, later on she will be coming. She's in the pool system. She's not going to disappear. It's not a limited time offer. At least I hope it's not. But it's not a limited time offer. It is going to be in the pool system. Just like her, a lot of people who are new to the game and a lot of people who pulled during these banners where there's guaranteed tier 4s, a lot of people pulled multiple copies of Illustrated Kairi here. So same thing with the new Kairi. She's going to be back in the pool system, so it's not a big deal. It's just right now she's part of a higher percentage, whatever that is. If it's not a mercy pull, it's going to be kind of annoying and a really, really hard time to pull one of her. Anyways, we won't talk about that. So for people who can pull her, if you pull multiple copies, wait for Union Cross, wait for the update, wait for a month later before you fuse any of those copies together. Because if we get Awakening, and later down in the line, I might pull some pictures here. This is spoilers again, guys. Basically, if you guys look up this guy right here, this is Illustrated Vivi. And this guy, incredible. If there's Awakening systems around, he's going to do great. He's going to buff and buff again. Because in JP, they have 6-tier buffing now. There's a new medal. It's called the 0.2 Kairi, or something in those lines. And she raises strength by 6. Well, she does more than that, but I'm just trying to get to the gist of it. If you have more than one Kairi right now, if you have more than one of the new Illustrated Kingdom Hearts 2 Kairi, keep them separate, because if you can awaken and get double cast on these utility medals, Basically, this Kairi is going to have a ×6 buff. And then your other Kairi is going to have ×2 buff if you can get the Awakening to double cast, and -2 attribute buff. So ×2 attribute buff and -2 attribute buff on the new Kairi if you get multiple copies and you're lucky enough to get double cast. So if you do pull her and you get her, save multiple copies. If you get multiple copies, that's what I mean. Save them, guys. Do not put anything together. That goes for any of your medals right now. If you want some of the new, there's other traits, by the way, not just double casting. There's like extra strength, extra damage, so on and so on. There's a ton of things, and we'll go over it in another video. But this is about the new Kairi. Just different options for everybody, and hopefully you guys fall into one of those categories, and it's gonna be great, guys. I don't know what else to say here besides those 3 tips. I can't believe she landed. Let's just talk now. Let's just relax for a second and just take it back, guys. The game, I don't want to talk about like negativity or anything on that, because there's not really negativity when it comes to games. It's supposed to be just having fun and enjoying, and this is great. But what does it mean for the future of this game? How, now that they're releasing her, what's coming after? The question is, if we pull for her and we waste all our jewels, what's coming right after? Like I said to you guys before, the new 0.2 Kairi, we're not going to see that medal for a long time. I guarantee it, guys. So if you're planning, I'm not going to pull for this Kairi because the next Kairi has ×6 strength. Okay, that's a long ways, guys. I know that you might want the whole JP in North America to be on the same level, but that might not be for months and months and months, guys. So if we have this now, this is one of those like illustrated Kairi. I knew that I could save and skip it or get her because she was a game changer. Game changer, new Kairi, game changer. This is guaranteed to improve your gameplay no matter what Keyblade setup you have. Even though I showed you a Keyblade setup there, you're wasting 1 extra slot. So anybody who has the new Kairi will have an advantage over you because they have 3 slots available while they're only using 2 slots. 1 for ×3 buffer and 1 for the new illustrated Kairi. So you gotta take that consideration. But like I said, with the Awakening system and the tier being raised later on, I don't know if it's gonna happen to us anytime soon, but just in case, guys, if you don't need to do all that, like fusing your medals together and all that to pass anything, then just hold back. If you're not stuck anywhere and you have all these multiple copies of medals, hold back and wait, because we know what's going on. We know what the developers have in mind and where they want to take the game. So we got to really think. If they're giving this new Kairi to us now during the anniversary, then Union Cross is going to happen, and just a month after, we should be getting incredible stuff like Illustrated Vivi, the new 0.2 Kairi. We're not going to get those medals specifically, but you guys can just see ahead of time of how powerful medals are going to get. And I'm just talking about 2 medals in the whole series. There is other medals that are super incredible, just like those 2. Now, I know you're going to comment and say, well, Vivi, money wall, all that, stuff like that. There's going to be money walls for these medals probably. Either way, guys, we don't know what they're going to give us. So enjoy what you guys have now, but at least be careful of how you spend everything. I've been careful since the beginning. I've been helping you guys as much as I can. And if you don't have to fuse anything to pass anything, if you're passing everything, and I don't mean Proud Mode, all the quests, or Proud Plus, I mean like the events they dish out. If you can pass those events, like the Organization 13 events, whatever they come out with, the high score challenges, if you can compete in those, and you can pass those Organization 13 events, besides MSB, we won't talk about that one, you're doing okay. You don't have to fuse medals together. You don't have to waste chips, Dale, so on and so on. Save everything. Save everything and just wait it out, because if you don't need that extra power, then why waste it? Because later on, medals cycle through. So enough blabbering. Illustrated Kingdom Hearts 2 Kairi, Tyri, whatever you guys want to call it, is finally here, and I say let's go for it. Not right away, not on Thursday. Let's wait for Friday. Let's see this update. Let's see this anniversary. Let's see this Union Cross and this multiplayer, and how long that new medal is going to sit there. If she's part of a 2-week deal, we have 2 weeks to decide what we want to do, and especially if she's not a mercy pull. If she's a mercy pull, then it's probably like, if it's a 5 mercy pull, it's a no-brainer. It's just like pull, mercy pull her, get her 1, get 1 copy. If it's a 5 mercy pull, guys, there's no question about it. Even if they do advance in the game, she's still going to help a ton, and I mean a ton, guys. So if you guys have anything else to add in the comment section, leave it down there. Let's talk about this. Get as much information to the community. reminder to you guys, if you are going to watch this far into, you already heard spoilers, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the comment section is going to talk about spoilers, so be ready. But it's going to help you guys. And honestly, I'm excited to have the new Kairi on my Keyblade setup. So I hope it is a Mercy pull. If it's not, we'll talk about it and we'll go over what our options are and how we're going to deal with it, and try to peek, like I said, ahead of time and see what they might be planning afterwards. If they're dropping this big of a bomb on us now, what are they planning a month or two later? We don't know, guys. But that's all I got for you. Hopefully this gives you some insight, a little bit of like extra knowledge on what's going on. Hopefully it helps you out to decide what you want to do. But definitely a game-changing medal, and I hope that all of you guys get it. I wish the best to you. I hope you have all the luck, all the RNG. As always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.